In a time long past, the armies of the dark came again into the lands of men. Their leaders became known as the Fallen Lords, and their terrible sorcery was without equal in the West. In 30 years they reduced the civilized nations to carrion and ash, until the free city of Madrigal alone defied them. An army gathered there, and a desperate battle was joined against the Fallen. Heroes were born in the fire and bloodshed of the wars which followed, and their names and deeds will never be forgotten.
Hello, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play of Myth, the Fallen Lords. Sort of. Actually, what we're going to be playing is Myth, the Fallen Lords within Myth 2 Soulblighter. You see, some enterprising fans got together a long time ago and recreated Myth, the Fallen Lords entirely within Myth 2. See, what happened is the engine for Myth 1 really wasn't all that upgradable, and so they have a version that still works, but the graphics are well, they're bad. Disappointing, really. Whereas the graphics from Myth 2, pretty good. Not wonderful, but certainly I'd hold them up today. So, we're going to be playing Myth within Myth 2. I will be showing the startup screen each time just so that it's clear which game we're playing. I don't want people to fire it up and think, Myth 2? I thought this was Myth the Fallen Lords. It is. However, I don't want you to feel tricked or confused, so to be fully honest up front, yes, it's really in Myth 2. Yes, I put up the screen for Myth the Fallen Lords. You know, shame on me. If maybe. Just like the last time I played Myth, I will be using interstitial saving. I will also edit the video so that you will not know it. But I just want to be honest. I don't want anybody to think they're like, man, how did he get through this whole thing on hard difficulty while never ever having to save or throwing his keyboard through the window? Let's answer that. I didn't. You know, probably. Unless I did, in which case I'm awesome, and you're right to think that. So with that out of the way, let's get right to the tutorial. Alright, so welcome to the Myth tutorial. I should warn you in advance, it's quite a bit shorter, and no hidden funsies like there was in the Myth 2 one, but still worth showing, because I'm a completionist like that. No objectives, just a bunch of hints. I'm going to go through them pretty quickly. If you want to read any of them yourselves, you have to pause the video. It's a lot of stuff actually that they don't go over in the tutorial itself. So there's a lot of tactics in here like retreating, and there's something in here about veterancy, and there's stuff in here about keeping your long-range units alive and using range against range and all that kind of business. That friendly fire is active. I did not pay attention to that the first time I played this game, and it was very surprising when I started cutting down my own guys. Seemed unfair, really. You know, coming from the RTS world, Warcraft 2 at that time, I think. And, yeah, you couldn't hurt your own guys. But you sure can now. So anyway, we're almost done with this. Never fear. Like I said, you can always stop and look at it yourself if you like to. I will say on this last hint, it just says get on Bungie.net. They meant for the multiplayer. Bungie, of course, has stopped this Years and years and years ago. So now I think there's MariusNet or something. I think there's still a third-party one going, but or maybe not. Anyway, I never really got that to work, and I was never really into the multiplayer. Let's get the tutorial going.
This is a brief tutorial on playing Myth, the Fallen Lords. Follow the instructions or die horribly. The camera is your point of view. Moving the camera well is the first step toward playing well. Use the Q and E keys to orbit or rotate the camera.
I went to public school, and I can confidently assure you he meant playing good, or moving the camera good, is what you have to do to play good. Yeah. Let's rotate this thing.
Use the W and S keys to move forward and backward. Use the A and D keys to move left and right.
This guy is surprisingly a lot less sassy than the other one. If you just sit here and wait, nothing will happen. So I'm not cheating you at anything by just going.
Use the Z and X keys to track left and right. Use the C and V keys to zoom in and out.
Extreme close-up, extreme out, down.
Hit Tab to bring up the overhead map. See the green dot on the overhead map? That's your warrior. The yellow trapezoid represents your field of view.
Hey, buddy.
Select the marching warrior with the mouse and hit the spacebar to stop him. Now move him towards the flag by clicking near it.
You'll note that the warriors retain all of their Myth 2-edness, so they have their Myth 2 portraits and their Myth 2 flavor text. It's not so for every unit. Go, buddy.
You may quickly select groups of units by band selecting or double-clicking on a unit. No! Click on the ground near the flag and make them attack by clicking on the archery target.
Whoops. Clicked a little early and it confused them. Alright, we have Firbolg Archers. You notice they're not human. They're sort of like bearded elves. You also notice that they are going to be nowhere near as good of shots as the humans were. I have to salute the whoever made this mod kit, that they kept the Firbolg's really terrible archery skills. It must have been horribly tempting to just say, you know what? Use the new algorithm, the one that's actually good and lets us hit things. Because, I mean, the target dummies aren't even moving at all. And look how much arrows we're expending, eh? Just terrible. I don't even know how they killed that one so quickly, to be honest. That is the fastest I've ever seen them take down a dummy. But they're making up for it now. Has anybody even hit one in the last couple of you? Whole bunch of no's there. Oh, got one. Well done, champs. Oh, the guy at the end's not shooting anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and get everybody in on this action. Yes, sir. Look at him go. That's got to be at least, by now, I'm guessing a good 40 arrows that they fired, and it would only have taken 12 to 16 to finish off the dummies. They were really bad. That's going to make this game a lot harder.
Nice going. Way to stick it to him.
Eventually.
Now, make the dwarf attack the targets.
Now here's an interesting move. The dwarves are actually the Myth 1 dwarves. So, character doesn't quite move as smoothly. If he walks, it's a lot less animated than the Myth 2 one. I'm not sure why they made that choice. I don't know if they just wanted to, or maybe they changed the algorithm for how the dwarf functions, so they had to create like a new dwarf and bring in the old art. Who knows, really? Dwarves are still dwarves. That's what that bottle means. Interesting choice in any case. Yeah, baby.
The dwarf also has the special ability to place satchel charges.
It's not that
this
special.
This is useful for protecting vulnerable areas. Let's go step by step through this process.
Okay.
Move the dwarf close to the target. No. Click on the ground close to the target.
It's one of the only sassy things he says.
Now hit T to place a satchel charge.
You got it.
Now, click on the ground near the charge to blow it up.
Okay. Let's do this. Let's light this candle. Show this dummy what's what. Quickly. Nice highball.
Now you can blow stuff up. The Journeyman has the special ability to heal units. Journeymen may also heal themselves. Select the Journeyman, hit T, and click on an injured unit to heal it. Go heal the injured warrior.
I know that the Journeyman they have here is also the Myth 2 Journeyman. So again, I suspect, I can't find anything to corroborate this, but I suspect that the Warrior and Journeyman are the same because between Myth 1 and Myth 2 that they're the same. But no proof.
Way to help your fellow man.
Yep.
Assembling troops and formations is essential to keeping order in the chaos of battle.
You know it.
To make your units form up, select them, select a formation from 0 to 9, and click on their destination. The loose line is formation number 3. Move the warriors across the river in a loose line.
Yeah, I like to get formed up and then move, but we can do it this way.
Scattering your units is also useful when they are under attack by explosives.
Hold that thought.
Select the warriors and hit B to scatter them.
Yeah, run away.
Look at them run!
Yep.
Organize your warriors into a vanguard. The vanguard is formation number 9.
Let me just say this. He said to scatter the troops when they're attacked by explosives. I'd just like to note the Dark doesn't have explosives. Sorry to ruin that for you, but yes, in Myth 1, there are also no explosives from our guys. So how exactly, how exactly we're supposed to really square that? Here's my theory. They know that the dwarves are so likely to blow you up, so anytime you hear them make a hole and any other nonsense, time to scatter the boys.
Well done. Now, make the warriors attack the targets.
Alright. You'll notice that the warriors do a much better job of this than the archers do.
Alright, you finished the tutorial. Good luck. You're gonna need it.
That's literally it. This tutorial's a lot shorter, no Easter egg.